What's going on, guys? My name's JD and I'm here to talk to you guys about how to bass fish and the lures I use for bass fishing and the different type of bait I use. I'm going to go through my tackle box and what I usually do and my methods of fishing for them. So the first bait we're going to talk about is a Senko. A Senko is basically it looks like a worm. Some people call it a stick bait. It's just a standard worm. And it's an all-around bait. It works. Fish in a river, fish in a pond, fish in a creek. This is a good bait to have for all-around fishing. You can take it anywhere. You should always have it in your tackle box if you're going bass fishing. If nothing else works, you pull this baby out, it will catch a fish. So I'm going to show you the way I usually rig it up with the hook. And the way I rig it up is called a Texas rig. It's pretty much what everybody uses. I usually use weightless, and that basically just is exactly what it says. It's weightless. It doesn't have a weight on it, so it takes a little bit longer to get to the bottom. And the reason I use weightless is because I usually fish ponds, which is very shallow, so I don't really need a weight on it to get to where I want it. But if I'm fishing like in a river where there's like 12 foot of water, 7 foot of water, I would want a weight on it to get to the bottom of where the bass are. So this is how the Texas rig, you go in through the top, and you come out, and then you take the hook, and you come all the way around, and then you twist it, and you go over the little knot, and then you bend the worm, you go through the middle, and you bring the hook out, like this, and that's how it sits, and you pinch. You can pinch it, and put the little hook inside of the little skin, and that makes it weedless, which means you can go through weeds without getting hung. So that's how you Texas rig, and that's how I usually use it. And if I had a weight on it, you would have a weight on the line that sits right here on top of the worm, so it sits like that. It's not the best. It's supposed to be straight like this, but that's how you rig a Texas rig for a Senko. Then the next I'm going to talk about lures, and the first one is called a Popeye, and it's a topwater bait, and this is good on calm conditions with the water not really having any motion, calm days, and mostly in the summertime. This is really good to have for topwater. It sits on top of the water, of course, and then you just flick your rod tip, and it sprays water with this mouth. It's a little indentation where it sprays water. So, and it's got a little rattle in it, and it's like a reaction bait. A bass sees it and he reacts to it, comes out of the water and bites it. This is better to use when it's late spring and midsummer, just because the water temps are up to where it needs to be for top water. Water temps play a big role when fishing for bass. When it's cooler, you want to use the Senkos and the worms just because they're going to be deep. When it's getting warm, like springtime like it is now, they start to spawn, which means the female bass lays an egg and the male bass is protecting that egg, so they're sitting on a bed. And that's when you pull the crawl out with the weight, which I have on my rod. And the crawl just looks like a little crawdad. It's got little fake claws at the back, and I have a weight on it, and I have a Texas rigged. Now I use this for spawn bass just because it's a good creature looking bait, and when you throw it down there, it has the same effect with it standing straight up in the water. It looks like it's eating eggs, so if you throw it on the bed, they're going to react to it like it's eating eggs, and they're going to attack it. So that's a good bait to use when they're spawning. It's also a good bait to use weightless and just give it a lot of action while twitching and reeling it in really slow. So those are the baits I'm going to use, and I'm going to show you how to throw them on the pond. Stay tuned.
Let's go fish.
Alright guys, so we're here at the pond, and it's a little cool out here today. tad bit windy, so with the cold weather, and it's not really good for top water, but I'm going to throw a popper for you guys anyway, just to show you how to do it. But the first bait I'm going to do is a little crawl, and I got it weightless. We'll cast it out here. I'm in the woods right now with, looks like a little bit of brush, a log over there. And what all I'm going to do is take it, flip it, then I'm going to let it sink a little bit, just because it doesn't have a weight on it. It's going to take a little bit longer to get down there. And make sure to kind of keep my line tight, just because of the wind's blowing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my rod tip down and switch it. The reason I keep my rod tip down is because I don't want that bait to come up to the surface. I want it to stay down low. By keeping my rod tip down and switching it, it keeps it going down to the surface. Just keep throwing it near bushes, letting it sink, and just keep doing the same little twitching, same twitching motion. You can vary up your return. You go faster, you go slower, just to try to figure out what the bass want. Next thing I'm going to show you how to do is the popper. And again, it's not the ideal spot or the ideal place to throw the popper. It's the same twitching motion as I do with the crawl. Just throw it out there in the middle. With all this grass, I don't want it near the side, because there's a lot of grass and algae. And with those treble hooks, they'll grab onto anything. And what I want to do is pop it a couple times. And when I pop it, it sprays water, and it just gets the bass' attention. I'll pop it and pause. Pop it and pause. Pop it and pause. And again, you just vary your retrieve over and over again, just to try to figure out what they want. You go faster, you can have a constant reel and keep popping, or you can have pauses. That's basically all it is. That's how I use the popper. But I will not use it in these conditions with cold weather and wind blowing. You want it calm waters, just so that action on the water would be seen by the bass a lot better than what it does. Alright, hope to see you guys on the water.